All right, recording has started. We are live. Angela, it's been a long time since you and I've sat down and done one of these videos.
It has been, yeah. A
been
lot has
very,
happened between then and now.
yeah, it's been interesting, hasn't it? It's been very
Mhm.
interesting, to
Never
say the
boring.
least. No, never boring. And this week is no exception as we
Mm,
watch our neighbors all the way across the province, from north to south, east to west, having their eyes open to some things that are going on in their own backyards.
absolutely.
Yeah, and really standing up, and of course anybody who's paying attention knows that we're talking about these land use bylaws.
Yeah.
And almost it's reminding me of, when you're playing in the pool with the kids, and you hold the beach ball underwater, and finally you just can't hold it anymore, and all of a sudden boom.
Up it pops and there's no keeping it contained. Yeah, that's exactly what we've seen for sure. Especially with well, Thornhill County was really the start of all this, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There was somebody there that happened to be paying attention and was
Mhm.
reading, dug into the information a little bit, sounded the alarm, and within 3 days, they organized themselves. They were in front of their council
Yeah.
and said, "Nope, we're not having it."
Yeah.
I happen to know another one is Drayton Valley
Okay.
organized, and they got their council a little bit nervous. And so now Brazo, the county of Brazo, has really done a, I don't know if to say it's a 180 is fair. I'm not sure how far down this
Mm.
they were. They definitely decided they'd better change their tune now
Yeah.
that the folks that voted them in were knocking on the door.
Well, and that's, you know what, that's really what it's about, right? It's like politicians on all levels, and not just politicians, but we're talking about like the bureaucrats that are working in the office, you know? So like the guys working in the municipal offices, and maybe they are in charge of municipal development or whatever. They have
Mhm.
got to be aware of the needs and the wants of the folks that they serve. And, you know, like looking through Thornhill County and some of the things that were being proposed in a rural area with a population, I think they only have that county has like a little more than 4,000 people, something like that. And
Mhm.
some of the things that were being proposed, the changes that need to be made, it's like, are you completely out of touch? Like, do
Yeah.
you even know this area? And clearly, when they did look into it, sure enough, the company that had been contracted by the county to help them with this development plan,
Mhm.
yeah, they had an office in Edmonton, but they're out of India, and they do these things for huge cities like Mumbai. So,
Wow.
the needs of the people in Mumbai are a little different than the needs of the people in Thornhill County, Alberta.
Yep.
It's almost like they've lost, they're just so out of touch with common sense and out of touch with the people that they're supposed to be serving.
Well, they really are, and you're even seeing that in your area as well, way down, way in
Oh,
the south
yeah, we're gonna
of
see what
Alberta.
happens with that. But yeah, we just got wind of a $4.5 million windmill farm going up just a few miles actually from my home. Not wanted, not
No.
needed. I mean, we're in one of the most picturesque areas of Alberta. It's all tourism down here. And no, I don't want my customers. I mean, I'm in the tourist industry. I don't want my customers having to drive through that, you know, when they could have this absolutely beautiful, pristine view of the mountains.
Yeah.
And instead, we're driving through a windmill farm that we know is one, inefficient at best,
Yep.
not green.
No.
You know, they're putting it up to be green. The windmills are not green, and they're giant money sinks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah, we've got a little public engagement thing going on the 17th, so a week and a
Good.
half or whatever, and, yeah, people are organizing and planning to be out there and saying, "No, I'm not doing it."
Well, exactly right. And people are getting educated. Like,
Mhm.
make no wonder the federal government is passing a bill today that's going to try and control what we can and cannot do and say online
Yeah,
here in Canada.
yeah.
But oh no, it's okay. It's still a free country. You can still say
Mm,
whatever you want as long as it's what we say is okay to say.
and as
Then
long
you're
as you
good.
can't really communicate with each other freely.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Then you're good. Then you're
yeah.
good. which, and that really ties into the fight that you and I have been in for a long time now. It feels, I guess it really isn't, but it sure feels like it.
I was telling somebody about it last night, and I was like, "Oh yeah, like last July, that was it." Like,
I know. Exactly. Yeah. But we're in it because of paying attention and having our eyes opened, not just at the municipal level, not even just at the provincial level, but at the federal level. And
absolutely.
what's going on at the municipal level, the garbage that we've seen take place at the provincial level does not hold a candle at the federal level.
No, Edmonton is not the problem. Try
No.
Ottawa. Ottawa is the problem.
Very much. Very
Yeah.
much. And I know a lot of people think if we get a conservative government back in there, that's going to make everything great. And it's not.
No, I was just listening to Michael Wagner. He was interviewed about the history of Alberta
Hmm.
generally, and Alberta separatism in particular. And he is convinced. Now, if anybody out there doesn't know who Michael Wagner is, he is a brilliant historian
Yeah.
when it comes to Canadian and Western, and in particular Alberta history, and
Yeah.
has written a couple different books about the history of the separatist movement in Alberta. Anyways, he pointed out quite eloquently that we have already tried everything. I've had people say to me, because we are a separatist party, a
Hmm.
part of the separatist movement, say to me, "Well, you've got to try everything else first." Well, okay, look at the history. It has been tried,
Yeah.
and it has not worked. And there's no reason for us to believe that continually trying the same thing over and over and over again and following the same patterns over and over and over again. Like the separatist movement last year was polling pretty high in Alberta, probably the
Yeah.
highest it ever has.
Yeah.
Well, now we have Danielle Smith, who is taking bits and pieces of that and implementing it. Great, good. Glad that she's doing that.
Lovely.
Now
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh, she's going to fix it. Oh, we're going to be fine." And so now we see the separatist sentiment kind of taking a bit. And it's like, okay, hang on. How many
Hmm.
times have we been here? Oh, Stephen Harper. He's from Alberta. He's the prime
Yeah.
minister. That's going to fix it. Nope, didn't, right? Oh, the Reform Party, the West wants in. Oh, they're
Yeah.
actually in one now. They're part of the official opposition. Nope, didn't fix it, right? So
Yeah.
it's being
It's
aware
crazy. Hmm.
of history, right? Being aware of history and looking at those patterns and being able to recognize where we are in those patterns right now.
Yeah. Exactly. And also, I think recognizing um, what is actually happening and what isn't happening. Today, I had some contractors over at one of my places getting some work done, and the gentleman said, "Oh, well, we've got Danielle Smith now, just like you mentioned." Right, kind of triggered this conversation that we had today. We've got Danielle Smith, and she's doing some really good things. And I said, "What is she doing?" She just got in, like she hasn't had an opportunity to actually do anything. She's saying some really great things.
Mhm.
Absolutely, I agree with that. It's like you just said, she's taken everything you and I believe in, and I mean, if she does it, I don't care who does it, just somebody do it,
Get it done.
get it done. But I have not actually seen the Canada pension plan become an Alberta pension plan yet. There's a lot of chat. I haven't seen a provincial police force, not even the beginning of it. A lot of chat. She did fire the AHS board, which was perfect. I mean, I
Oh yeah,
applaud her for
great
that.
move.
That was great.
Great move.
Fabulous start. Yeah, fabulous
Mhm.
start. Start being the key word.
Mhm.
But she needs, I think, the whole entire UCP. They need a very, very strong conservative opposition in the legislature this May.
I agree.
And that is not the NDP.
Nope.
Not the NDP. I also think that it is time to get regular Albertans into the legislature to
Mhm.
hold these guys accountable.
Yeah,
So,
100%. Again, going back to the being out of touch with the people you're supposed to serve, right? And some of these guys, these career politicians and what have you, I mean, they've been living under the dome for way too long. They have no idea what's going on with the rest of us out here, nor do they seem to care.
Exactly. And these ones that are involved in the legacy parties, it's the golden handcuffs.
Yep.
Right? If you want to keep your job, you're going to toe the party line. Well, that doesn't help the rest of us.
No.
At all. At all. So yeah, it's time to switch things up. Make it different.
Yeah. Stop doing the same thing. Like, I mean, how long are we going to keep doing the same old, like, and I get it. I get it. When I talk to people, it's a risk. It's a risk to do something different, right? But do we just stick with the devil we know then? Like we know, we can predict right now, what's going to happen because of these patterns, especially amongst the legacy parties. It's always the same thing with the same result. We're not getting anywhere. Our position in Confederation has not changed. We're still forking out $8.2 million a day. Alberta families are sending to Ottawa so they can redistribute it and basically buy their votes in the East.
Yep.
With that money that's coming out of the pockets of Alberta families.
Exactly.
And we've been doing that for how long?
Too long.
Way too long. Decades, right? So it's time. We got to take a chance. Do something different. Get a little crazy.
Agree. Right? Yeah, exactly. I agree. And for folks that are going down that same path with us, get in touch with us. Go to albertafirstparty.com, see what we're doing now. Because as much as people are trying to stop us, and it's not working.
Nope. Bring it on. We don't care.
Yeah, we'll keep going. So that is now where you can find Angela and I, is at Alberta First Party. It's 1ST, Alberta1ST party.com. Yeah. Facebook, Twitter, we're on there. And you can start to learn and find out about what our plans are, what we think should happen. Yeah. And how we want to see this.
And not just us, Kathy. That's the thing. We have so many awesome people that are with us on this.
Yeah, well, that's true.
They've been with us for a really long time, right?
I know. And I forget, that's good. I'm glad you corrected that, because I say what we think, and yeah, it does, I guess, because it's only you and I on the camera, but there's an army. Like, there's this army behind us. It's great.
Yeah. And it's fun. It's fun. It's, like we said before, it's never boring. And it's just a real opportunity to stand up together with good people and to find those people through this movement.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome. Well, they'll give us something else to talk about next week, I'm sure.
They always do. Always do.
Right on. Hey, but you're going to be at the gun show this weekend.
Yeah, Lethbridge is having their gun show. So I'm going to be there. There's going to be a bunch of us actually from the party there. We're going to be handing out some information about the party. We'll also be collecting signatures. So Elections Alberta says we have to get, so many signatures of Albertans to register as an official party. So we're going to be collecting signatures. But most importantly, and the thing I'm most excited about is we've developed a really, really good, really solid firearms policy. I would love for any government, provincial or federal, to take that and steal it from us and actually use it, because it is so simple and yet comprehensive in that it just covers a lot of things that the feds, for some reason, just can't seem to get their heads around. We have shown it to several gun owners, firearms users throughout the province, gotten really great feedback on it. So I'm excited to share that with the folks at the gun show. And to get more feedback, see what they think. But yeah, it's good stuff. I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I know. I can't wait to hear all about it. I'll be calling you on Sunday night for a full update.
Oh yeah. It'll be good.
Excellent. All right. Well, we'll figure out what we're going to talk about next week.
Sure.
And until then, I guess everybody have a really fabulous weekend.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks so much.
Take care.